Search for Gillian Gold, Episode 3, Whispers of Blackwood. Welcome back to the search for Gillian Gold. Last time we explored the unsettling atmosphere of Carston and the strange stories shared by its residents. We discovered a cryptic note left by Gillian at Blackwood Observatory. The pattern. They're connected. This time we're delving into the history of the Blackwood Observatory, a place that with each passing day feels less like an historical landmark and more like a gateway. The observatory was erected in 1908 by reclusive astronomer Elias Blackwood. He was a brilliant but eccentric man, obsessed with the stars and rumoured to have dabbled in the occult, a man whispered about in hushed tones even now. We sought out Mr. Peterson, a local historian, hoping he could shed some light on Elias Blackwood's enigmatic past.
Blackwood. Now, that was a name that used to send shivers down your spine when I was a lad. Folks around here, they didn't take to him much. He was different.
Different how?
Well, he was a recluse, for starters. Lived up there in that observatory. Hardly ever came down into town. And when he did, he'd have this intense look in his eyes, like he was seeing something we couldn't. My granddad, God rest his soul, he told me stories. Said he'd seen Blackwood out there under that old oak up on the hill night after night. He'd be staring up at the sky, muttering to himself, tracing symbols in the dirt with a stick. Granddad said he heard him talking about the serpent's eye and the crown's fall. He said Blackwood claimed the stars were whispering to him, telling him things.
I asked Mr. Peterson further about what Mr. Blackwood was whispering.
He believed the stars weren't just lights in the sky, but gateways. He thought he could open them if he knew the right words, the right rituals. He was always talking about alignments and convergences and, well, things I don't rightly understand. And then there were the lights, not the Carston lights, mind you, but strange crimson glows that came from the observatory. Folks said they'd see them pulsating up there, especially when the moon was new. They said it looked like the observatory itself was breathing.
I continued by asking Mr. Peterson if anyone had ever spoken to Mr. Blackwood.
Talk to him? No one dared. He had this aura about him, like he was surrounded by shadows, and the few times anyone did try to approach him, he'd just stare right through them like they weren't even there.
I asked Mr. Peterson whether his grandfather ever saw any of the supposed rituals that took place at the Blackwood Observatory.
Grandad said he once saw Blackwood performing some kind of a ceremony out there under the oak. It was a clear night, and the stars were bright. He said Blackwood had a circle drawn in the dirt with strange symbols all around it. He was chanting in a language Grandad didn't recognize, and there was this humming sound like the air itself was vibrating. Then, Grandad said, the lights started to appear, those crimson glows, and the air got cold even though it was a warm night. He said he felt a presence, like something was watching him from the shadows. He never went up there again.
What about the locals? What did they think about Blackwood?
They whispered. They whispered about him being mixed up in dark things best left alone. They said he'd made a pact with something not of this world, and they said that the observatory wasn't just a place to look at the stars, but a place to listen to them. Some things are best left unknown.
Blackwood was also obsessed with ancient texts, particularly those referencing the celestial alignments and their influence on our world. He was convinced that certain constellations, like the Serpent's Eye and the Crown, could act as conduits, opening pathways to other realms. We managed to secure access to Blackwood's journals, housed deep within the Carston Historical Society archives. The pages are filled with frantic scribblings, cryptic diagrams and disturbing entries. One entry, dated June the 12th, 1923, exactly 100 years before Gillian's disappearance, reads, "The convergence of the serpent and the crown, when the veil thins. The ritual must be performed beneath the zenith of the dragon's tail at precisely 3:17 a.m. The instruments are prepared. They will hear me. They will answer." He detailed a ritual he planned to perform, a ritual he believed would allow him to communicate with something beyond our comprehension. The entries preceding this one describe the construction of strange devices, diagrams of complex geometric patterns and references to a symbol, a spiral within a triangle that appears repeatedly. The journal entry ends abruptly with two chilling words. They are here. They are here. Who are they? Did Blackwood succeed in his ritual? Did he open a doorway to something other? Was he met by aliens or by demons or by something far more incomprehensible? And what does this have to do with the Carston lights and Gillian's disappearance? We're starting to believe that the Carston lights are not a modern phenomenon, but something ancient, something tied to Blackwood's obsession, and perhaps to a secret society that was operated in Carston for generations, a society that may be attempting to keep these secrets buried. Gillian, in her obsessive research, may have stumbled upon the same truths that Blackwood unearthed a century ago. The pattern, they're connected. Was she referring to the celestial patterns, the ritualistic symbols, the lights, and the disappearances that have haunted Carston for so long? Next time we'll delve deeper into the rumours of a secret society. We'll explore the possibility that the Carston lights are not just merely lights, but they're a manifestation of something far more sinister, something that has been waiting patiently for its time. The Search for Gillian Gold is presented and written by Stuart Wheeldon. The production is by Nine Ladies Productions, and the theme music is UFO Experimental by Bruno Magic.